preparing for our practice today, grabbing whatever you need for practice. If you've got blocks, if you need a pillow to sit on, a strap or a band or a belt, mat, using whatever you need to use or whatever you want to use. That's the beauty of doing this at home. You can use whatever you need, whatever you've got around. And all right, so finding ourselves in a simple cross leg. We've got ourselves in a nice simple cross leg. I like to sit on a pillow because of my tight hip flexors. It helps. You can have multiple pillows. If you need to tilt yourself forward, if you got the tightness in those hip flexors, then feel free to do that, whatever you need to do. All right, so we've got our legs in that simple cross leg. Let's switch the legs. So take that opposite leg in front. Oh, the awkward leg in front, the one that doesn't want to be in front. Go ahead and place that in front. Sitting ourselves up nice and tall. Lengthening up through our spine, through the crown of the head. And let's begin by rolling those shoulders back. So let's go ahead and roll that out. Rolling those shoulders back. Oh yeah, and make those shoulder rolls as big as feels good for you. They can be tiny too, but maybe you even want your arms to be going out. So maybe making those shoulder rolls nice and big. Maybe you've got some tightness in your neck, in your the base of your skull. And maybe it's difficult to be sitting up like this. You can also be sitting up against a wall. Go ahead and roll those shoulders forward now. So let's roll it the other way. Listening to your body, remembering that this is your practice. So doing whatever makes this practice doable, workable for you. So if that means like you need a ton of support, then grab anything around you to support you. If you need another chair, if you need a lot of pillows, a lot of blankets, whatever you need. Let's go ahead and shrug shoulders up to the ears and then release that down. And shrug that up and release that down. And then go ahead and shrug that up and release that down. Good. Let's drop our chin to chest. Chin goes to chest, trying to keep our shoulders away from our ears. So a nice lengthened neck, nice lengthened base of the skull. Oh, that feels good. And then lift our head center, take our eyes to sky. Good, chin back to chest. And eyes to sky. And chin to chest. And eyes to sky. And chin to chest. And eyes to sky. Good, bring that head back to neutral, and let's look to the right. As we look to the right, think about that chin going over towards the shoulder, keeping our spine up nice and tall, keeping our shoulder blades down and back, looking over. And then let's bring that head to center, and then let's look to the other side. So now looking to the left, same thing, chin going towards the shoulder, not bringing the shoulder to the chin, chin to shoulder, spine up tall, shoulders down and back. And then bring that head back to center. Drop our right ear towards our right shoulder, and maybe you want to release that left arm. Maybe you can release that off to the side, and maybe you'll get, like I'm getting a really good stretch right here in the side of my neck. So maybe you get a good, nice stretch in the side of the neck. And then lift that head center, and let's drop left ear to left shoulder, release that right arm if that's available to you, if it feels good to you. Just getting that good stretch on the neck. So kind of warming that up, waking that up. And we're gonna begin with some neck circles. So let's bring our head back to center, drop our chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. And let's take this from side to side. So it's just front half neck circles here. Just taking this from side to side, and you can go as slow, you can articulate this as slow as you want to go. Just taking that from side to side, that feels really good. Very nice. Good, and then let's go and drop that chin back to chest. Lift that head up to center. Roll our shoulders back. Roll those shoulders forward. Let's inhale and sweep this up, big sun breath. And exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. And inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's drop our right hand down. Reach it over with that left. Let's try and keep our left glute, left leg down, glute into the floor. Lengthen. Oh, this feels good too. Lengthen through that left arm from our fingertips all the way down to that hip and that glute. Maybe you're able to twist that rib cage open towards the ceiling, because we don't want to be twisting closed. With yoga, we're always trying to open. So think about opening that belly, that rib cage. Oh, and you can get that really good stretch in the hips, in the hip flexor, in that low back. I'm feeling that. Good, let's inhale and sweep this up center. And then exhale to the other side. So dropping left hand, reaching that right arm over, trying to keep our right leg, right glute, right hip glued to the floor. Lengthen through that. So fingers all the way down to that hip. And again, maybe think about rotating open with that hip, with that rib cage, with that belly. Just the slight rotation. Yeah. Tightness feels good right there. And nice deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Good, let's inhale this to center, clasp our hands and press our palms towards the ceiling. And maybe you can exhale it while we're right here, but we're lengthening this up. So lengthening up through our arms, lengthening up through that torso, through that rib cage, sitting ourselves up nice and tall. And this can be a challenge just in itself right here. It's challenging me today. My low back must be very tired. I'm like, it's challenging sitting in cross-legged pose today. Let's lengthen this up. Inhale it deeply here. Exhale, big sigh out. Good. Inhale it deeply here. And exhale, big sigh out. And inhale it deeply here. And exhale, big sigh out. Ooh, yeah. Bring those arms out in front. Stop hands. Rotate wrists. So we've got nice wrist rotation right here. And then let's rotate the other way. Good. Take our left hand to our right thigh. Right hand or right thumb follows our spine down to the floor. And let's do that spinal twist. So it's our first spinal twist of the practice today. And maybe you can't go that deep. Maybe your arm needs to be out to the side. Don't worry, we'll do more twisting. We've got that nice spinal twist here. Inhale it deeply here. And exhale it out. And big deep inhale. And exhale it out. Good, let's bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep our arms up. As we exhale, let's drop our right hand to our left thigh. Left thumb follows our spine down, and let's twist it to the left. So first spinal twist on this side. And let's breathe it deeply here. Inhale it deep. And exhale it out. And big deep inhale. And exhale it out. I feel that all through my rib cage today, like front rib cage too. Good. And then let's go ahead and bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep our arms up. And exhale it out. Nice. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's clasp our hands behind us if that's available to you. If it's not, if you cannot clasp your hands, feel free to use a strap or a washcloth or a towel, whatever you need to hold those arms back behind you. So we're either clasping or we're holding on to something. We've got those arms behind us, sitting ourselves up tall. And again, this can be kind of awkward, especially if your hip flexors are tight. Mine are extra tight. And let's go ahead and look to the right. So looking to the right, very nice. A little bit more release in the neck. Looking to the left. Over to the left, good. And bring that back to center, drop our chin to chest. And then lift our eyes to sky. And head to neutral. Let's bend at our elbows. Hands over to our right waist. And then let's squeeze that right elbow back towards our spine. So we're trying to get that elbow back towards the center, back center of our bodies, so that we open up the shoulder capsule right here and stretch through the pectoralis muscles. Stretch through that, opening that up. Good. And then let's switch sides. Take that over to the left. Let's open up that now left shoulder capsule. Get the pecs right there, the chest muscles as well. I'm feeling in my scapula, so back in my shoulders too. Again, great part of yoga is being aware and finding that awareness when we're doing of where we're feeling this at. So finding that interoception. Good, go ahead and release that, shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Good, inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Let's do another spinal twist. So let's take that left hand to our right thigh. Right thumb can follow that spine down again. And maybe you can get a little bit deeper in this twist this time. Maybe you can look back a little further and let's do a big deep inhale here. Inhale it. And big exhale out. Good, bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep our arms up. And exhale, let's take that right hand to our left thigh, left hand behind us. Big twist on this side. So trying to get that same amount of twist. I don't know if it's working on this side like it did on the other. Let's inhale it deeply here. That breath will help. And exhale it out. Yeah, feels like somebody punched me in my rib cage when I'm breathing today. Good. Let's bring that back to center. Very nice. If you're sitting on something, you can go ahead and move that off to the side now. Let's take our hands behind us, lean ourselves back, and we're going to move to our core and our lower body. So let's go ahead and take our feet wide as our hips, or you can go wider, just depending on how it feels for you. And let's go ahead and windshield wiper those legs. So let's drop this from side to side. And again, if your hips are tight like mine, they are screaming, the internal screams of my hip flexors right now. Goodness gracious. And you can keep those feet planted, or you can be lifting them up like I am. Just depends on what feels best for you today. Good, just taking that from side to side, to side, to side. Let's go ahead and keep our right leg in front. We've got this right nice zigzag. Sit ourselves up tall. So we've got our zigzag up tall, spine is tall. Let's twist over to the left first. So just a twist to the left, that feels good. And now we're gonna get our big twist to the right. So nice big twist to the right. And we get to stay here for a few moments. If you are hyper flexible and maybe your left glute and left hip are still on the floor. If you are not, like me, then your hip and glute are lifted up. Just enjoy this nice twist. Use the leverage of your back hand to twist you as deep as feels good for you. And we're going to add in the breath to open it up even more. So let's inhale it deeply. And big exhale out. And big deep inhale here. And big exhale out. Good. Let's bring this to center and let's twist quick for 4 to the right. So twist it for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1 and back to center. Very good. Let's lean this back again. Windshield wiper our legs again. Let's take this from side to side. Good. And again, you can lift those feet up, or you can have them planted, or you can experiment. Figure out what feels best for you today in this moment for today's practice. Every day is different. Good, let's go ahead and keep our left leg in front now. So we've got that nice zigzag on the left. Torso's up nice and tall, lengthen up through our spine. Let's twist to the right. So tall twist to the right first. Don't forget to breathe. It can be easy to hold that breath here. And now let's do our big twist to the left. So big twist to the left. Try and use leverage of those hands to twist yourself. Maybe you're going comfortably uncomfortable today. Maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable to get there into that twist. Not painful, but comfortably uncomfortable. Comfortably uncomfortable is where the change happens. That's where we want to be. Let's inhale it deeply here. And exhale it out. And again, big deep inhale here. And exhale it out. Good. Bring this back to center. And let's twist quick for 4 to the left. So let's take this for 4 and center. It's 3 and center. It's 2 and center. And last 1. And back to center. Very nice. Let's do a few more windshield wipers here. So lean it back once again. Just a few more from side to side. And my hip flexors are already feeling better. Yay. That's good. I hope yours are too. If you've got the tight hip flexors, or maybe your low back is feeling better, or mid back. Very nice. Let's go ahead and take our legs nice and long. Actually, keep a bend in our knee. So let's keep a bend in our knee and have a block close to you within hand's reach if you're using blocks, or a book. If you've got a book, like a, yeah. So we've got our knees slightly bent, feet are flexed. Let's lengthen up through our arms, reach up through this, and let's go ahead and hinge at our hips. So we're going to hinge forward, reach through our arms. Let's try and keep ourselves from shrugging. Try and keep those shoulders down and back, and we're lengthening here. So lengthening through those arms. Let's inhale and lift this up, and exhale and hinge. Inhale and lift up, and exhale and hinge. Inhale and lift up, and exhale, hinge. Inhale and lift up, and exhale, hinge. Good. Let's go ahead and lengthen through our legs now. So we're going to fully lengthen through those legs. We're going to stretch through those legs, straighten them, flex through our feet, find ourselves in a staff pose. So this is one of the most challenging poses in yoga, this staff pose, because we have to flex through our feet and we're reaching and flexing through our arms. This is all core right here, having to sit up nice and tall. So if you get tired quickly, that's okay. Just try and bring yourself back. Let's inhale it here. Inhale deeply and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good. Releasing our arms down. Let's bring our right leg in. So bring that right leg in, give that a nice big hug. Kind of a jackknife right here. So we're hugging into that. Left leg is active and flexed. Foot is flexed, it's still awake, still working. Let's take our right over our left. Let's wrap our left arm around our right leg. And now we get more of that IT band, more of that hip and that outer glute. And we're gonna twist to the right here. Oh, Keep that left foot flexed and twisting. Man, you would think, yeah, some days I'm like, have I ever done this before? So tight. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. And big deep inhale. And exhale it out. And that breath does wonders. That can open up and just smooth out a lot of tightness. Let's go ahead and wrap our right arm around that right leg and let's twist to the other side. You can even have that elbow to the inside of the knee and that hand up. So whatever feels best for you, because even if you want to press against that, you can do that too. Getting a little bit of a twisting leverage right there. Keep that left foot nice and active and flexed. And we're looking to the left. Good, and not forgetting to breathe it here. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's go ahead and bring this back to center. Let's take the bottom of that foot to the inside of that left thigh. So bottom of the foot goes there. Our peace fingers, we're going to reach them either for the big toe or that hand is going to go to the shin or hand to the thigh. Wherever your flexibility and mobility is letting you go today. So reaching for that, and maybe your hand is on your lowest rib, other hand is on your lowest rib, or maybe you're reaching over. But remember, whatever you do on this side, we want to do the same thing on the other side, so that we make sure that we're getting that balance stretching and balance strengthening, so that we're not too strong on one side over the other, because that will lead to injury. We want to make sure that we are strong on both sides of the body. Breathing through that. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and release that. Let's release this back into a staff pose. So strong legs, flexed feet, straight legs, reach up through our arms, lengthen up through this. 3 breaths here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good. Let's release those arms down. Now our left leg gets to come in and we get to give our left leg a nice big hug, but keep that right foot flexed, keep that right leg active, keep that awake. So hugging that, maybe you're rocking it a little bit from side to side. I feel like rocking a lot today. Let's take that leg over, left leg over right. Wrap our right arm around that leg and let's twist it. Ooh, so we're getting IT bound outer hip, outer thigh in that left leg. Twisting into that and breathing. Keep that foot active and flexed. Good, and then let's go ahead and twist it to the other side. So again, if you want, you can take that elbow to the inside of the knee, or you could be just hugging it and twisting. If you've got that elbow to the inside, maybe you're pressing against it a little bit to get more leverage for a deeper hip stretch. Lots of different options here. But remember, the big thing to do is always keep that right foot flexed and active. Not let it go to sleep. And breathe it here. Good. And let's bring ourselves back to center. Take the bottom of our left foot to the inside of our right thigh. Peace fingers, reaching for our big toe, hand to shin or hand to thigh. But remember, we're trying to do whatever we did on the other side. We're trying to do that same thing on this side, so that we get the same stretch, same strengthening on both sides of the body. And breathe into this. This side is much tighter than the other. I feel it. Wow. So maybe recognizing on yourself which side is tighter, or maybe both sides are super loose today. Maybe you're just like, this is a breeze today. I'm happy for you. That is good. Good times. Good. And let's bring this back to center. Very nice. Go ahead and bend our knees again. We're gonna lean ourselves back into a nice boat pose. Lengthen through our arms, keep our shoulders away from our ears, reaching through this. Let's hold this boat pose here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good. If it's available to you, let's go ahead and lift that right leg. So one leg boat pose here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Release that leg. Let's take other side. Left leg is lifted. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Very nice. And then release that. Let's take our hands behind us, just like we did a few moments ago when we did our windshield wipers. Fingers are facing towards our toes. Let's do a reverse tabletop, and then we'll go into reverse plank. So good for wrists, good for hands, good for biceps, triceps, shoulders. Let's flatten through our feet. So we've got our feet flat on the floor, and let's lift our pelvis towards the sky. So reverse table. I think this is one of my favorites because I love this stretch in the biceps. Oh, so good. I love the strength that I feel too in my wrists, in my hands, and in my feet. So this is also very much core. We're lifting that pelvis up. We've got this nice tabletop, trying not to let it sag, trying to lift that. We're keeping our neck nice and neutral. So you're not looking way above you, you're looking slightly forwards, or you could be looking in front of you towards your knees. You just don't want to crunch that neck. So holding this right here, inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good shoulder stretch as well. Good, let's drop that pelvis down. Simple cross leg, hinge this forward. Get an opposing stretch right here. We're gonna go into that reverse table one more time, or if you wanna go a little deeper, a little more, if you're a little more challenged, then we'll go into reverse plank. So placing ourselves where you want, either for reverse tabletop or reverse plank. I'm gonna go reverse plank. So you do what works best for you. I'm gonna press through my heels, through the heels of my hands, heels of my feet. And we're gonna go ahead and lift this up. So we've got this nice reverse plank or your reverse table, or you can be doing both. You can be moving that if you need to, if you're working on strengthening it to where you can get into that reverse plank for longer. So again, listening to your body, this is your practice, going where you want to go. You just don't want to be sinking into this. You want to be nice and lifted and breathe. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. One more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. That feels really good on the arms today. Drop that pelvis down, simple cross leg, hinge this forward. Oh yeah. Good. Let's grab that block. Let's do some bridge work. So we're gonna take it down, do some back strengthening. Block between our knees. You don't have to be using that. I love to use the block because it keeps my thighs engaged the whole time and it keeps my alignment. Otherwise, if you're not using block, you want your knees lined up with your ankles and your knees lined up with your hips. So you want that nice and close. And you want your feet pretty close to your glutes. We're gonna take ourselves down onto our backs. Hands by our sides, pressing into the floor, elbows pressing into the floor. Let's lift that pelvis up towards the ceiling. And then let's slowly lower this down towards the floor. So we're articulating, we are moving our spine one vertebrae at a time. We are lifting this up off of the mat, off of the floor. And then as we are lowering, we are pressing each vertebrae back into where it was, back into the floor, back down until we get our pelvis, our sacrum down there on the floor. So let's add in that breath. Let's inhale and lift it up. And then let's go ahead and exhale and lower that spine down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale and lifting up. And exhale, lower spine down one vertebrae at a time. This time we're going to inhale, lift this up and hold. So we're going to hold this at the top. As we're holding at the top here, you can exhale here. So we're lifted up, we are holding.
And we are breathing here at the top of this bridge in a normal breath. Inhale and exhale. Let's do about 4 rounds of breathing here. So 4 cycles of breathing. Let's inhale it deeply here and exhale it out. And inhale it here and exhale it out. Inhale and exhale. And one more time, big deep inhale. As we exhale, let's slowly drop pelvis towards the floor. There we go. And spine is on the floor. Very nice. We can release that block off to the side. Reach behind right thigh. Pull that in. Give that a nice big hug. Oh, feel that. And then release that. Reach behind left thigh. Pull that in. Give that a nice big hug as well. And then release that. Very nice. Drop both of our knees over to one side. Bring yourself onto your side. Press ourselves up. We're going to come up onto all fours. We're going to move into cat and cow. Go ahead and place your blocks where you want them for our sun salutations for when we get there. So if you want them at the front of your mat, go ahead and place them there. All right. And then we are back onto all fours. Shoulders are over our wrists. Hips are over, right over our knees. We've got this nice quadruped position. Let's drop our belly to the floor. Take our eyes to the sky. Let's just hold ourselves here. Oh, yeah. In this nice cow pose. Just letting that belly drop, stretching through that spine. Maybe you're rocking from side to side in this. That can feel kind of good. Maybe your hips from side to side. Yeah. And then let's go ahead from here, begin to round our spine up. So let's take it into that cat back stretch. Rounding this, our chin is going to go to the chest. Belly button is being pulled back towards our spine. Opening that back rib cage, rounding that up, and maybe you're shifting the weight a little bit now from front to back. That can feel really good on those back muscles, on those shoulders. Good. All right, let's bring this to neutral and we'll move into cat and cow with that breath. So let's drop that belly to the floor, eyes to the sky. Inhale. Round the spine, exhale. Drop the belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Drop that belly, inhale. Round that spine, exhale. Good, let's bring our back nice and neutral, flat. Let's take ourselves into our first balance. So let's go ahead and lift our right leg up. So lengthening up through that right leg, flexing through that foot. This may be where you want to go today. Otherwise, we're going to take it into that bird dog. So we're going to take our opposite arm up. So left arm is lifted, right leg is lifted. We've got this nice bird dog balance right here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, we're gonna go elbow to knee 6 times. If you cannot use that arm to the knee, then just bring the leg in. So we're gonna bring this in and extend. There's 6. Bring this in and extend. There's 5. Bring this in and extend. There's 4. Bring this in and extend. There's 3. Bring this in and extend. There's 2. Bring this in. And we're going to hold our neck extension. Hold this one and hold. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Release our arm. Release our leg. Very nice. Cat and cow. Again, drop that belly. Inhale. Round our spine. Exhale. Drop that belly. Inhale. Rounding that spine. Exhale. Drop that belly. Inhale. Round that spine. Exhale. Good, back nice and neutral, nice and flat. Let's take it to the other side. Left leg lifts, holding that left leg up, foot is flexed. And when you're ready, bringing that up into that bird dog, if that's where you're going today. Let's breathe it here, inhale and exhale. Elbow to knee 6 times or just knee in 6 times. So let's bring this in and extend. There's 6. Bring this in and extend. There's 5. Bring this in and extend. There's 4. Bring this in and extend. There's 3. Bring this in and extend. There's 2. Bring this in. We're going to hold extension here. Hold this. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Release the arm, release the leg back into a nice child's pose. First child's pose of the practice. Glutes go back towards heels. Maybe your knees are together, maybe your knees are apart, just depending on what works best for your hips today. Let's lengthen through those arms, maybe forehead to the floor. If you got lots of space between your glutes and your heels, maybe you want a pillow or 2 back there if it's painful. If it's not, it's okay. You may need nothing there. Good, let's look forward at our hands. Let's walk those hands over to the left, to the right, over to the right. Let's take that left hand on top of that right hand and sit our left glute to our left heel. Oh, fronts of my ankles are really tight too. So this child's pose with this side stretch is very challenging today. It's good stuff. And let's go ahead and walk those hands over to the other side. So now we're walking to the left. Let's take that right hand on top of the left hand. Try and get our left glute to, or right glute, sorry, right glute. And is it going to be a right and left day today? Right glute to that right heel. Stretch through that. Good, let's bring that back to center. Very nice. Bring ourselves back up onto all fours, and we're going to go into our first downward facing dog. So let's curl our toes under. We're going to keep our knees super duper bent as we lift our tails to the sky. Go ahead and lift those tails up. Lift your tail to the ceiling. Relax that head and neck in between those arms, between those shoulders. Keep our knees bent so that we can stretch through the spine first, and then we'll get to those legs in just a moment. But let's get a nice spine and arm stretch here, stretching through the chest as well. And then we can begin to pedal our feet. So pedaling those heels down towards the floor and beginning to wake up those legs, stretch through those legs. Yes, backs of the legs, especially here. Oh, calves, ankles, Achilles tendons, heels. You could totally feel that. And dropping both of our heels towards the floor. Mine don't touch the floor. If you want to try and get your heels towards the floor, you can take your feet wider than your mat, and that can help out. That can help getting those heels down towards the floor. Lengthening up, tail is lifted, legs are nice and long. Let's lift up on our toes, heels high, and drop both of our heels over to one side. So now we're stretching through even more of the Achilles, more of the ankle, a little bit of IT band here too as well. And then let's bring this back to center and drop heels over to the other side. Good, and bring that back to center. And let's walk our feet to meet our hands. Standing forward fold at the front edge of our mat. Not quite getting to our blocks yet. Let's go into a ragdoll first. So let's let those arms dangle. Let's let the head dangle, arms dangle. So we're folding it forward in half. Feet are beginning to root into the floor. Upper body is being heavy towards the floor, so you're, yeah, being folded in half here. Let's take opposite elbow with the opposite hand. Framing that head, making a frame for that head, and that makes that upper body even heavier. Falling even closer to the floor, so maybe folding yourself even more in half, and maybe you're feeling that, like I am, all the way through your hamstrings, all the way through your calves. And if your legs aren't straightening, that's okay. If you even need to bend your knees more to make that possible, then go for it. Do what works best for you. Very nice. And then let's go ahead and release those arms. If you're using blocks, we're going to grab those blocks now. You don't have to be using blocks. You can be using stacks of books or nothing. You can have your hands on floor or hands on shins when we get there. Let's go ahead and inhale, flat back, look forward. We've got a nice tabletop here. Exhale and release. Head has been low for a little while, so take this next one nice and slow. Let's inhale, sweep this up into a mountain. So you might want to go slow here. Sweep this up into a nice tall mountain. That means our arms are lifting. And then exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale around into chair. So we're going to take this around into a nice chair. Good, a nice squat. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale it around into chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Moving on. Let's go ahead and keep our right foot forward. Take our left foot back into a lunge. Left hand on the block, on the floor, on a chair, on a pillow, on what, if you need any height, whatever you need. And let's go ahead, spinal twist open to the right. So right arm is lifted and open. And the height of that block can be wherever it works best for you. And again, if you need to be up against a wall, you can do this up against a wall as well. Let's bring this back to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot into a top of plank. Strong top of plank here. Let's shift our weight forward. Drop to the fronts of our knees, uncurl our toes. Arms are super close to our torso. So our heart goes down to the floor and then our heart lifts up off of the floor, baby cobra. Curl our toes under, lift and press, downward facing dog, and breathe. Remembering that our down dog and our child's pose are our home base. So if you ever need to take a break, child's pose or down dog is where you do that at. This is where we kind of regroup, where you breathe deeply, you find your breath again. Very good. Let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front edge of our mat. Inhale, nice flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Left foot's going to stay forward. Right foot's going to go back into lunge. Right hand on block or on floor. Let's spinal twist open to the left. Very nice here. And however you did your spinal twist on the other side, whatever you used, whatever height of block, etc., remember you want to do the same thing on this side. Let's bring this back to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot into top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. You get a breath or two here in this down dog. Maybe nod your head or shake your head. And let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front edge of our mat. And inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Right foot forward, left foot back, left hand on block or floor. Let spinal twist it open to the right again. Ooh. Wow, so good. And breathe. Very, very good. And bring this back to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot. Top of plank. Let's shift that weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. Breathe it here. Regroup here. Enjoy this inversion. Head being lower than the heart. That pressure on the forehead and the eyes. Good, let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold. Front edge of our mat. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale it around a chair. Inhale and lift it up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Left foot's gonna stay forward, right foot's gonna go back, lunge. Right hand on block or floor. Left arm lifts, spinal twist. Breathing it here. And bring this to center. Take that foot back to meet the other foot, top of plank. Shift our weight, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes. Heart goes down, heart lifts up. Curl our toes under, lift and press. Downward facing dog and breathe. Good, let's walk our feet to meet our hands, standing forward fold, front edge of our mat. Inhale, sweep our arms up nice and big mountain. Exhale it around a chair. Good, let's bring our hands to heart and let's go ahead and take our right foot back, heel lifted, so that we're in a crescent. Back leg is straight, back heel is lifted, crescent pose. Let's reach up through those arms. So we've got a nice long crescent right here. Good, and you might be falling over like me. From this crescent, let's go ahead and open ourselves up into proud warrior. Man, my legs are tight. Wow. I did think that I was stretching out there on the trail, but apparently I was not. It was nothing. Good, let's drop that back arm, take our palms up and reach into our reverse warrior. Let's lengthen through that and breathe. Good. Although when I'm out there, I am so thankful that I do yoga because of how much you have to lift your legs and get over things. And there weren't as many tree falls this year because the Forest Service had been out there moving stuff around and cleaning stuff up. But we still had to do a lot of navigating through like the avalanche zones and stuff. Good, let's release that front leg and we're going to go ahead and windmill ourselves down into a triangle pose. I like to use a block in my triangle, so I'm gonna bring a block over. We've got both of our legs nice and straight. You can have hand on block or you can have hand on shin, or if you want your triangle up higher, you can have hand on thigh. Just make sure that there's nothing on a joint. You don't want your hand on your knee joint. So we've got ourselves right there in this nice triangle. Woo. Good. And just like at the beginning of our practice today, when I was talking about our rib cage, belly twisting open towards this open, that's what we're trying to do here in triangle, is we're trying to twist that torso open. It takes everything else with it. That torso, it takes those hips. Good, let's go and bring ourselves up, release the arms, walk that back foot in heel toe, just a couple times so that you narrow the stance. Let's take our hands to prayer at low back. Go ahead and turn this. So now we're facing our front hip, or left hip, and we're going to go ahead and flatten through this into pyramid. So both of our legs are straight. We've got a nice flattened back into pyramid. And from here, we move into our balance warrior 3. So whatever that looks like for you, we're going to shift our weight forward, and your balance might be up on your toe. It might be lifting and lowering. It might be that full warrior 3, and arms can be wherever you want them. I like to have them on my back. You can have them off to the side, off to the front, whatever feels best for you in your practice. But remember what you're doing here, because you want to do the same thing on the other side. You want to get that same amount of balance, amount of strength on both sides of the body. You want to prevent injury that way. And breathing, remembering not to hold your breath. Let's go ahead and hinge this forward and take this into a one-legged staff pose, standing staff. So reaching up through this. And then let's release that leg down. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Let's do a little sun salutation right here. So let's take our feet back into top of plank. Let's shift our weight forward, drop to front of the knees, uncurl our toes, take our heart to the floor, lift our heart up off of the floor. Curl our toes under, a little bit of chaturanga, and then bring ourselves up. Very nice. Just breathing in this down dog. And then let's walk our feet to meet our hands back into that standing forward fold. And we'll take it into a deep inhale, big mountain pose right here. Exhale it around a chair. And everything we just did on the other side, we're going to do on, or the first side, we're going to do on the second side. So let's take our hands to heart and let's go ahead and take our left leg back this time. So left heel stays lifted. And we've got a nice crescent on this side. Reaching arms up. Oh. Good crescent right here. Very nice. And then from here, let's go ahead and open this up. Proud warrior. Good. For warrior 2, let's drop our back arm, take our palm up. Peaceful warrior, reach through this. Very nice. Release that front leg. And let's go ahead and take it down into that triangle. Opening that up. Boy, triangle, man, that gets the inner thigh for sure. Breathing it here. And let's bring ourselves up, release our arms, walk our back foot in, heel toe, just to narrow that. Let's take our hands to prayer at low back, turning that, and take ourselves into pyramid. Both of those legs are straight, nice flattened back. From this pyramid, from this forward fold, we begin to move ourselves into balance warrior 3 on this other side. So whatever you were doing on the other side, you want to try and do the same thing on this side. Trying to find that same balance. And Let's hinge ourselves into that half staff. Right there. And then let's release that leg down. Inhale, lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Good. Both feet back into top of plank. Shift our weight forward, drop to fronts of the knees, uncurl our toes, but this time, let's go and take ourselves back into another child's pose. So back into child's pose, arms by our sides, palms facing up. So now we're like in a turtle. Now you're a little turtle. This always reminds me of like Turtle Talk with Crush at Disney. Because Crush is a turtle. Oh, that feels good. Back rib cage. Keep breathing deeply here and you'll feel that back rib cage expand and contract. Let's take our hands right by our knees, press ourselves up, take ourselves onto our backs. We're going to move into our final relaxation. So if you have an eye pillow, regular pillow, blanket, whatever you use for final relaxation, grab that. And let's take ourselves onto our backs because you deserve it. Let's go all the way down. And again, if you've got that eye pillow, maybe placing it over your eyes. Just enjoy the heaviness of that. Let's reach through our fingers towards one end of the room, reach through those feet, through those toes towards the other end, adding a few inches to your height here. So adding 2 or 3 inches, imagine somebody's pulling at your wrists, somebody else is pulling at your ankles, really trying to get a long spine, long limbs here. Let's inhale it deeply. As we exhale, let's sink and settle. Let those feet just naturally fall open, arms are open. Slowing everything down. So slowing that breathing, slowing that thought process. Maybe you have to bring yourself back to the present. Maybe things were a little chaotic as you're going through the practice, but bring yourself back to this present. We just have a few moments here. A few moments of slowing things, quieting things. This is your self-care of the day. Or maybe you're also recognizing things that might be feeling better. Or maybe there were some things that you were like, wow, I did not know I was so tight or that was so painful. But recognizing, no judgment, no conclusions, just recognizing, acknowledging. And being aware. Awareness is very helpful. Not trying to fix, just aware. Maybe sending your breath to those areas, smoothing that out. Still relaxing. Let's go ahead and bend our knees. And maybe you're able to tuck your tailbone under so that your low back can flatten to the floor. Go ahead and drop both of our knees over to our most comfortable side. So taking yourself onto your side for a few breaths here on your side. And then nice and slow, beginning to press ourselves up, bring ourselves up into a seated pose. that feels strong and supportive for you. So maybe you're kneeling, maybe you're simple cross-legged, maybe you're sitting in a chair, maybe you're on your couch, whatever feels supportive, strong for you. Let's lengthen up through our spine. So nice tall spine, and let's inhale and sweep those arms up. Bring our palms together and then exhale, eyes following our fingers, take our chin to chest. Lift that head center, take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Take our fingers to our lips. As we leave today, let us speak words of love. Take our hands to our hearts. As we leave today and face the world, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love, having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love and a sound and peaceful mind. Big, deep inhale. And exhale it out. And one more time, big, deep inhale. And a big cleansing exhale. And thank you for joining me for the practice today. Have a blessed rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.